Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Revolution. As we get started, let me share something that happened to me last week. Last week was a very busy week. There were all kinds of things, and I think I was late for an appointment or something. But so I was in a hurry. So I grabbed all the things that I needed. I ran down the stairs. I flung the car door open and attempted to jump into the driver's seat, only to mash my head against the doorpost of the car and nearly break my ribs on the steering wheel. Now, what I felt at that moment was not just physical pain. I felt anger, and I felt anger toward my wife. It wasn't a big deal. What I felt can best be described as a garden variety anger. It comes and it goes. It's no big deal. And it all stemmed from what every married couple understands to be the cardinal rule of a happy marriage. And that is, I will remember to put down the toilet seat if you remember to readjust the driver's seat. No big deal. Just readjust the seat and move on. And that's what I did. Wasn't a big deal. Now we come to Matthew chapter 5, verse 22. Listen to what Jesus says. But I say to you that whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. This is very important. He's talking about a certain kind of anger that leads to judgment, that leads to consequences. Jesus is not describing the kind of anger that I felt whenever I tried to jump into the car. He's describing an anger that leads to what he calls violent passion or vengeance or punishment that eventually leads to murder. This anger that Jesus is talking about is characterized as a slow burn that leads to an ultimate destruction. It's like an oily smoldering rag in a garage that catches fire and eventually burns down the whole house. It is an anger that without any kind of justable cause for its intensity. This is what Jesus is talking about. It's also the first kind of anger that was mentioned in the book of Genesis, very early in the history of mankind. It's the anger that Cain had toward his brother Abel. You see, Abel had offered an offering up to God, and God accepted it. Cain, in turn, offered something up to God, but God didn't accept it. And Cain was very upset about this, very disappointed and very angry. And God asked him, "Why are you angry that I accepted your brother's offering, but didn't accept yours? Just give a more appropriate offering and move on." But Abel was not a reasonable fellow. He was very unreasonable in his response. Abel would rather have nursed the anger that he had at that point until it was so intense that it led him to murder his brother rather than letting go of it. Now, in every area of our life, there will always be frustrations and offenses, and Jesus tells us, let it go. Don't hold on to it. It's not a hill worth dying on, nor is it a proper reason to kill anybody for. So these garden variety angers that we have, just the little frustrations, they're not a problem. But when that anger is held on to and nurtured, that's whenever it becomes sin, and sin is always going to be judged. The Apostle Paul tells us to deal with any anger that we might have, whether it be this garden variety or whether it be something more intense. He tells us to deal with this quickly. In one place he says, "Do not let the sun go down on your anger." In other words, deal with it and then move on. And the reason that we should deal with these things quickly and effectively is because first you cannot hold on to that slow burn of anger inside of you without getting burned yourself. And undealt with anger leads to all kinds of sicknesses in our life. But secondly, unchecked anger will destroy and kill everything around you, like that rag burned down the whole house. Unchecked anger will destroy a marriage that God put together. It will destroy a church that formerly was all about glorifying God. It will destroy a business that was a going and growing concern. And it will destroy entire communities. So we need to remember the words of James. He says, "Let every man be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger, because the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God." And the reason that we are part of the kingdom of God is to promote God's righteousness, even in the most frustrating times of our life, even in things that may cause an initial flash of anger. So be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger, because the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. Grace and peace, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.